Come on. Are we live? We live and we going. We going. Hopefully everyone can hear me. Hope you're having an amazing day. Let me just see that we are live and that we are great. Because we got a great show today. We got a lot of good stuff that I want to discuss. I just want to make sure that awesome. Cool. If you can hear me, comment down below. Just want to make sure I had some technical difficulties with my mic, but want to really get into a few different concepts. I have them kind of here. If you're watching this on live, comment hashtag live down below. If you're watching this on the replay, comment hashtag replay. Super curious. Always love to see where everyone's at. And you can also comment down below where you are hearing, where are you, one second, where you are watching this from. If you're watching this, in Canada, comment down below where you're from. If you're watching this from the US, comment down below, UK, all around the world. I want to know, I want to hear your story. And I want to give you some knowledge and feedback and data to really make your life better. So, what this group is really about is to help you along your journey speak better with confidence. So if you stutter, if you struggle with public speaking, if you are in a sales role and you want to be able to, close more clients and be able to be more effective, if you're in a customer service role, wherever you're currently at, communication is the golden thread that connects everything together. If you want to make more money, you got to master your ability to communicate. If you want to be a leader, you got to master the ability to communicate. If you want to go to a job interview and land it, you have to be able to effectively articulate the words in your head and make it make sense to the right person. And at the same time, have that charisma aspect where they take you seriously, you create enough credibility, and they want to move forward with whatever it is. If you want to go on a date with someone, if you want to, whatever the case is, mastering the art of communication is what this group is really about, and it's really what I want to share with you. Now, I have three concepts or three ideas that I really want to break down. Now, I want to see, the comments. Cool. Good morning. Good morning. So we got Giuliano. He's from Canada. We got Mike from North Las Vegas, Nevada. Love that. Cool. Well, let's kind of get into it. If you guys have any questions, please comment down below. But these are great concepts. These are concepts that I teach in my program. But these are basic fundamental concepts that will make your life better, will make your ability to communicate better. So let's just kind of get into it, man. So initially, one concept, or I wouldn't want to say initially, but whenever I work with someone, there's these two main concepts that I really teach. And I didn't make them up. These are passed down, I guess, from my mentors and their mentors and above that. But they're really good concepts, especially if you are in a place where you're looking for growth. And one of the first things that I teach someone is this concept of who do you listen to for advice. It's such a great concept, and it's such a almost like it's like a breath of fresh air because it's so different than what is usually taught in our society. And the concept is, if you have your notebook out, just write out who do you listen to for advice. And I want to ask you that question right now. Who do you listen to for advice? And you might say, well, advice for what, Daniel? This could be advice for your communication. This could be advice for health. This could be advice for business and career. This could be for advice on relationships. Who do you listen to for advice? Who is in your head? Who are you taking? Who is giving you wisdom and knowledge and, helping you make decisions? Because this is a very important question where you can go, well, Daniel, I only ask myself for advice. I mean, that's a problem right there. It's not a problem. Like, at the end of the day, you should always ask yourself. The only person you really listen to is yourself. So that is correct. But the second part is, if you're not happy in the situation that you are in right now, health, wealth, love, communication, mindset, confidence, then there might be a flaw there where the knowledge that you have, the data that you're living off, needs to kind of change. We might have to go somewhere else. We might have to go ask. We might have to go look around. That's why we got books. That's why we got videos. We live in a generation where we got knowledge on knowledge and knowledge and knowledge at our fingertips. But the question is, what knowledge you actually apply? Because the problem is this. When we ask, for example, a great example is asking people about health advice, right? What diet should I go on? What workout regimen should I do? And when you start doing this, 10,000 people will give you their advice. They're your friend, your siblings, your family, your teachers, your colleagues. Everyone will give you advice. You should try the paleo diet. You should do the keto diet. You should eat 5 meals a day. You should fast. You should you should be a vegetarian. You should be a vegan. There's all these different concepts. And what happens is it gets extremely overwhelming. Because which one's right? Who do we know? How do we know? This is a big question that I always ask myself. Whose advice is actually correct? Because growing up, my problem was, I asked everyone for advice. Well, if someone's older, they should know more than me. If they've lived longer than me, automatically, they should know more than me. And this is not meant to be disrespectful. This is not meant to be like, I know more, ha, ha, ha. No. It's meant to say, just because someone has lived longer doesn't mean they actually have what you want in life. Right? Think about that. Just because someone is older than you, someone's lived longer, doesn't mean, like, for example, in sales, we have this analogy, which is, who should you ask for advice in a sales job? And you'll have someone who's worked, say you're in car sales, for example, right? And someone has worked at the dealership for 30 years. And you might say, well, that person's been at the dealership for 30 years. I should ask them for advice. But my question to that is, well, have they gotten better over the years, or have they done 30 years? Or have they done 1 year 30 times? Right? Think about that, right? Do they really have 30 years of experience? Or do they have 1 year 30 times? Have they gotten better? Or hypothetically, have they gotten worse as the years have gone by? Right? Think about that. Have they actually gone downhill as the years have gone by? And again, it's no disrespect, but you got to start thinking, who should I get advice from? Who should I start asking the question from? Who should I say, hey, I struggle with my speech. Who should I ask? Where should I look around? Because talk to many people. If you looked at my Instagram, I posted a video with me and Harpal doing an interview, and Harpal is 62 years old. And Harpal has tried many different things. He's tried speech therapy. He's done different courses. He's been in different groups. He's done all these different things, but nothing really worked for him. And then we kind of worked for 8 months, and he's a civil engineer, and he was able to really grow to new heights and go past the comfort that he was usually at. And his speaking abilities got so much better. He's able to lead meetings or not lead meetings, but be able to speak more confidently in meetings. And he did a presentation. He did all these different things, right? But he's tried all these different methods before, but nothing really gave him what he was looking for. So this sounds overwhelming. I'm glad. I'm glad, because you really got to start asking yourself this: who do I take advice from? Who should I get my counsel from? Right? If you're in business, who should you get advice from? Right? If say you own your own business, right? Well, who do I ask for business advice? Well, do you go ask your mom, or your dad, or your brother, or your cousin, or your good friend you've known for 40 years or 30 years or 20 years? Who should you go ask? Your teacher? Should you go ask your priest? Who should you go ask? And the fact is that, well, I mean, at the end of the day, you might have a really good buddy of yours that you've known for 32 years, but if that person's never really ran a business, a successful one at least, is he really the right person or she really the right person to get advice from? On the health front, right? If that person doesn't have the results, the body that you want, should you really be asking advice to them? I'm very picky. And again, this is going to be a episode or whatever you want to call it where I'm going to be very blunt. If you guys like me being blunt, me being honest, me being just down to earth and real, comment down below. Excited to hear what you want. Because if you want me to give it to you, if you want me to give you what I believe is what's made me successful, what's allowed me to overcome my stutter, what's able for me to actually create real happiness, to get over my depression, to get over my anxiety, this is what I did. So if you want that, comment down below, because I'm going to share it with you. So then we go back to the main concept, which is, who do you listen to? All right? Who do you listen to for advice? So the answer to the question is very simple. The person, and it's a formula if you want to say. So who do you listen to for advice? There's two parts of it. Part one is this. You only get advice from people who have what you want. I want you to write that down. You only ask advice from people who have what you want. Okay? So if I want, say I'm like, what, I've been, for myself, I always give the personal trainer example. When back in 2018, I went and I said, listen, went to Good Life, a gym, and I said, listen, I'm overweight, need to lose some pounds. I want to get, more fit. I've been trying to work out for the last 8 to 10 years, 7 to 10 years, whatever you want to call it. And I haven't got the results I want. So I want a trainer. I want to get someone to actually work with me personally, call me out, push me to my limits, and be sure to fix my diet or whatever I'm doing wrong. Because obviously I've been working out for X amount of years and I still don't have it right. So I went to the gym and I talked to the manager. And the manager goes, great, we're going to get you on this phase, that phase, this over here, boom, boom, boom. We're going to get you to lose, weight. It's going to be, we recommend 6 months, it gives you enough time to, I'm like, perfect, awesome. And he's like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, pretty much work out with you. And, I'm going to be your trainer. And I go, look, I'm all into it. I'm all for it. And I would love to have, whoever as a trainer. I just have one ask. I only want a trainer that has the body that I'm looking for. I'll say it one more time. I only want to have a trainer who has the body that I'm looking for. So I didn't want to have a gut. I didn't want to be, I don't want to be someone who's deadlifting 500 pounds. Obviously that's a great goal, but I want to be someone who's fit, who's slim. When they take off their shirt, they got abs. They're muscular. They're lean, right? That's what I want. I want the movie star body, right? They got 6-pack, 8-pack, just popping. That's what I want. And I looked him directly in his eyes, and he realized that he didn't have the body that I'm looking for. And his face went red. And again, this is not meant for me to be disrespectful. This is me for just to calling a spade, whatever you want to call it. I only want to have a trainer who has the body that I'm looking for, or else I'm not going to pay. I'm not going to show up. And his face got red, and he's like, okay, I know exactly who you're looking for. And then Big Mike walked in the door, and he comes in like this, boom, 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 boom. And I go, yes, I want that guy. Where do I sign up? And, me and Big Mike, we worked out for a while. We still actually work out to this day. I wish I did longer. I moved, but anyway, not the point. I lost a good chunk of weight working out with Mike. And he corrected me on diet. He corrected me on working out. He corrected me on how much I push myself at the gym. That's what Mike did for me. And then before I knew it, I'm starting to lose weight. I'm starting to pass barriers I usually didn't pass, right? Maybe for example, I was at 187 when I met Mike, and I went to 185, I went to 183, I went to 180. Started to push myself to these limits that I never thought I could reach. And then next thing you know, I'm at 175 and even close to 170. And I realized that Mike pushed me through these times that I would get comfortable. I would get comfortable, right? So this is a very powerful concept right here, and you can apply this even to speaking. Like if you want to become a strong speaker, well, you should only really get advice from people who speak the way you want to speak, right? Like as a leader, as a coach, as whatever you want to call me, I am someone, I can only teach someone what I know. So, I can only teach a person based on how good I am. I can't teach concepts that I have never gone to before, right? Never done that. So you really got to take this into consideration. Who am I looking to for advice when it comes to speaking? Who am I talking to? Who is giving me the counsel? Who's in my head? Who's giving me advice? Right? You really got to take this in. Who is giving me advice? Because this is extremely, extremely important. Because if you listen to the wrong person is going to give you bad advice. Because they can't teach you something they've never done. So if I want to get fit and I'm asking the person who's overweight, well, how could they teach me something that they're not at right now? And again, it's no disrespect. I'm not trying to be rude. It's literally, you got to start thinking about this. Well, I should really only be taking advice from people who speak the way I want to speak. It's a very simple concept, but it's extremely, extremely, extremely powerful. Right? So you really, really got to take this in. You really got to apply this to your life. So the teachability, not teachability, who you listen to concept is this. Only listen to people who have what you want. The second part of it is people who have been in your shoes. Okay? So this is the who do you listen to concept. Right? It's people who have what you want and people who have been in your shoes. And when you find this person, right? So you go, Daniel, let's just take, I'm struggling with my stuttering. Okay? Keep stuttering. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Great. Well, you should go look for help. You should. Right? If you try this idea of, well, I'm just going to figure it out one day by myself, you will go insane. You know what insanity is? Doing the same thing every single day and expecting a different result. So if you've been doing the same thing for years and years and years and you haven't accomplished what you're looking for, you are literally going insane. You are. Right? And again, this is not meant for me to be rude. This is not meant for me to put you down. This is meant for me to say, hey, you got to think differently, man. You got to realize that the way you're thinking isn't going to be the most beneficial for you. Right? If you're in a position in life and you're not happy about where you're currently at, then there's something wrong there. Right? If you've been feeling this way for years and years and years and years and years and years, there's something wrong there. Months and months and months and months, there's something wrong there. You got to change that. And the only way you're going to change that is by applying something different. Right? So going back to the idea of losing weight, I had to change a routine to actually hit the goals that I wanted to. If I kept doing what I've always done, I will get what I always have. To change, I got to change things in my life. So if you're struggling, yes, 1,000%, go look for help. Is it me? It doesn't matter. But go look for help. Go ask around. Go see what's out there. Then you go, great. So I know I need help. I know I got to get better. I know I got to find something different. I know I need to look around. Great. So then what do you do after that? Well, you go first. Number one, I need to go find someone who has the results I want. So I want to be a confident speaker. Then great. Go find a teacher. Go find a coach. Go find a mentor. Go find a consultant. Go find whatever it is. It could be a therapist. It doesn't matter, right? Obviously a therapist that focuses on speech and speaking and your ability. But then you got to find out, what do you want? Do you want to be able to just not stutter? Do you want to be able to be confident in social interactions? Do you want to be able to be confident at work? Like, what are you looking for first? Then once you find out what you're looking for, then you go, great. Who has that? Who do I know has that? I hope this is making sense right now. If this is making sense, again, if you're watching this on the replay, comment some fire down. Comment questions. I want to hear it. I want to hear what you guys are thinking. But who has this? It's like I'm trying to shake you a little bit. Who has what you're looking for? Right? Stop asking Aunt Sally, right, for advice on something that they don't have. Like, for example, if you struggle with speech, don't go up to someone who's never struggled with speech, right? Because that's the first part. Who has what I want? Do they speak the way that I want to speak? Great. Then number 2 is this. Has this person been in my shoes? That's the second part of it. Do they have what I want? Have they been in my shoes? Do they have what I want? Have they been in my shoes? So, do they have what I want? Well, I want to be a great speaker. Do they have what I want? Great. I can model them. The second part, have they been in my shoes? Have they ever struggled with speech? Well, if they haven't, then how can they show you? How can they help you? They don't even know what it's like to struggle with speech. Sorry, I'm getting thirsty, right? So let's go to the first part. Someone knows what I want. I own a business. I'm at X amount of dollars a month. I want to grow to 5 times that. Great. Who has what I want? Who's making X amount of revenue a month for the business, in business, because that's what I want. Great. Go find that person. The second part is, well, have they been in my shoes? Have they experienced the same pain as I have? Have they experienced a struggle? Were they just given this business overnight? Was it their parents' business, their dad's business, their mom's business? No, they've struggled. Great. That is someone that you should be listening to. That's someone that you should be consulting for advice for. It's a different way of thinking. Like even myself coming into the speech therapy realm, right? Or I wouldn't say, the speech industry realm. I think there's a lot of people giving advice that it's like they're not at the ability that their client wants to get to. So how can they even teach them? And there's so much, like, teaching from a textbook only goes so far. Right? And this is the problem. Like I forgot who I was talking to. But it's like, when you go to a dentist, 99% of the time, the teeth are getting fixed. The problem you got is getting fixed. When you go to a speech therapist, when you go elsewhere, you're kind of rolling the dice. And most of the time it doesn't work. Most of the time it doesn't help. Most of the time you don't get better. Right? And there's some amazing, amazing, amazing speech therapists out there. Amazing, people out there. But you really got to look at this idea. There's some coaches out there, but there's some bad coaches out there. There's some consultants, there's some bad consultants out there. There's goods and bads in every single field. That's what I'm trying to get at. I'm not attacking one area. What I don't believe is taking a pill, an anti-anxiety pill or antidepressant or whatever you want to call it, or thinking that I'm going to solve my problem by taking this pill. I'm against that for sure. That's a Band-Aid solution. Most people actually know that. But you really got to, I might just focus the whole episode on this, because I think this is so, 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 so vital. I could talk about this stuff for hours. Who are you looking to? You know why? Because most people have no idea what they're doing. Most people have no idea what they're talking about. They don't. It's like, I'm not going to go to an engineer for doctor advice. I'm not going to go to a lawyer, and ask them what type of vitamins I should take. Now, if the lawyer is in great shape and blah, 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 then great. But you got to go to the right people for advice. You got to stop asking all these people for advice. I think people are out of their mind. It's like they're in a situation, they don't like it, they're not happy. And then you're asking, people around you that have never been in your shoes, that don't have what you're looking for, what should I do? Are you out of your mind? Come on. Are you out of your mind? Let me drink some water. Listen, I've been in those shoes. I've been in a situation where it's like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm lost. Right? And start to learn this concept. Well, look, if I want to get better, who has it? Who has what I'm looking for? Not, maybe I'll find out one day. No, man. Who has what I'm looking for? Right? Who has what I'm looking for? Who's going to make me better? Who can help me? Right? Look around. And this is something that I always preach all the time. Look, if you want to get better, I understand it's like you want to figure out by yourself. You're going to cross your fingers that one day things are going to change. And have that optimism. Belief is 1,000%. Have that belief. You know what? I will get better one day. 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 Right? For even the people that believe in God, I always use this analogy of, if you've ever heard of the pastor, and obviously you can say it in different ways, but the analogy is, there's a pastor on an island, and the island is sinking, and initially there's a boat or a cruise or a big boat that grabs majority of the people on the island, and they go, holy smokes, guys, the island's sinking, we got to go. And the pastor goes, don't worry about it, God's gonna save me, God's got me, we good. Right? Majority of people leave, and then another boat comes and gets the rest of the people, and everyone's off except for the pastor. The pastor goes, guys, don't worry, God's got me, I'm good. They go, holy smokes, you crazy. That he's in the water, he's drowning. And there's a helicopter last minute that comes and says, what are you doing? He's like, don't worry about it, God's got me, I'm good, I'm going to be taken care of. Right? And then obviously the pastor drowns and dies. And he shows up to heaven, and he's at the gates, and he's pissed off, he's angry, he's just like so frustrated. And he shows up, and the person's checking them in. And he's like, I don't understand what I did wrong. He's like, I prayed, I praised you, I shared your message with the world, I lived my life revolved around you, and I got, I created believers, I did all this stuff, what the heck, and he's like, and St. Peter or whoever, or St. Michael, whoever's at the gates goes, he's like, you idiot, we sent you 2 boats and a helicopter, what's wrong with you? Because the pastor thought that God's going to come from the sky, just like, raise him to heaven, on, flying horses, whatever you want to call it. But there's a really deep meaning in that, which is, look, like, you want to get better, God's answering your prayers. The message is, if you believe in the universe is giving you what you want. I want to get better. 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 I want to better my speech. I want to better my speech. I want to better my speech. Then great. Start becoming aware of it. Start looking at opportunities coming your way. Take action. Right? Stop overthinking this stuff. Stop saying that it's going to magically just show up at my door one day. I'm just naturally going to get better overnight. That's not how life works. I hope this is a message hitting home. It's not how life works. To change, you got to do something different. You got to get out of your comfort. You got to go after something. You got to look at things differently. Get that? Have some water. You got to look at things differently, man. And this is Call it the ego, you can call it whatever, pride, you can call it whatever. You gotta realize that you don't know it all. And that's fine. I don't know it all. I'm always learning. I'll be the biggest. I don't know. I'm always learning. I'm obsessed with learning. Oh my God. The books, the courses, I'm constantly saying, I don't know it all. I want to get better. Where do I go now? How can I live a life of constant education because I don't know it all. And if you want to grow, you got to learn, right? Like I'm literally joining another program at the end of this week because I want to get better. So once you learn this concept of who you listen to, then it goes, well, are you committed to go and learn from this person? How committed are you to learn to this person? And then we get into the second concept, right? Which is great. Well, are you teachable? Right? How teachable are you? So this is concept number 2, which is who do you listen, or Teachability Index. How teachable are you? Are you teachable? Right? Are you teachable? Are you coachable? Do you actually want to learn? Are you just saying I want to get better? BS. There's 2 parts of the Teachability Index, right? Number 1 is, what is your willingness to learn? Yeah, I want to learn. Great. Are you willing to show up? Are you willing to read the book? Are you willing to do the exercise? Are you willing to do it? Are you willing to learn? Are you willing to get the help? Go out of your way. Can you learn? If I say, hey, what I need you to do is read 10 pages of this book tonight, are you going to do it? Are you teachable? Are you coachable? Come on! With my armpits that are getting soaked. Right? The second part is what's your willingness to learn? But the second part is what's your willingness to accept change in your life? Are you willing to change you? Most people are actually willing to learn. But the second deeper part is, are you willing to accept change? And to really see if you're willing to accept change, it's what are you willing to give up that isn't good for you? Right? What are you willing to give up? You know, if I go, look, you want to better your speech, then great. Instead of watching Netflix, I want you to watch this video on training. Right? Are you willing to give up, alcohol? Are you willing to give up, your negative thoughts? Are you willing to give up whatever? What are you willing to give up? Can you give up these things? Right? Because in order to change, you got to be teachable, man. You got to release this stuff. Right? And really, these are 2 main concepts. There's obviously more basic fundamental concepts, but who are you listening? Like, we first got to get to the mindset of, okay, great. I want to get better. I don't like where I am right now. I don't. Awesome. So, are you willing to get help? Yes, I want to get help. Okay, great. Well, go find someone, right? Who are you listening to for advice? We'll go find someone who has the results you want, who speaks the way you want to speak, and have they been in your shoes? Have they struggled with speech? I'm starting to realize this too. A lot of people are actually coming to me because they can relate. They go, Daniel, you have stuttered. You know what it's like. You know what it's like to struggle with speech. I go, yeah. I know what it's like. Great. That's extremely important. Right? My goal with this, if you're still listening, is my goal is to ensure that you guys are getting better on a weekly basis. A lot of people just stay stagnant in their life. And really, they're not really going up. They're really going down over time. Because anything that stays usually goes down. Gravity will pull it down. If you're not getting better, if you're not growing, you're dying. There's no staying in the same place. Right? If you're not growing, you're dying. And that's really what I want this episode to be, is you got to get better, man. You got to improve yourself. You got to let go of these old habits. And then, are you teachable? How coachable are you? Are you willing to learn? Are you willing to actually put in the work? Are you willing to give up certain things? Are you willing to change your identity? Right? Change the current, neural pathways that have been built over the years. Are you ready for that? And if you are, then great. Let's do it. Let's focus. Let's get better. Let's improve. But if not, then you got to look at that. So I hope this is hitting home. I hope you're understanding that to get better, things have to change. You're not just going to magically wake up one morning and things are just going to, get better. That's a powerful concept right there. If you think overnight, my life is going to get better, you're crazy. You're crazy. What you put in is what you get out. So what are you putting in? What are you investing into? You know what the best investment is? Yourself. Right? How are you investing into your growth? Right? Think about that. How are you investing into your growth every single day? I know I am. Right? I'm spending, I don't have to get into numbers, but it's not cheap. It's not $100. It's not $500. It's not $1,000. It's more. Because I want to get better. Because I know if more I put into myself, the more I'll get out of it. Right? I've spent over 6 figures on my development. Why? Because I know when I invest into me, I make more money. I'm a happier person. I have more confidence. I get better. Not overnight, of course. And I'm not born with wealthy parents. My money. I worked. I'm a dropout. Hope you guys all get that. I don't have this, I was in neuroscience and then I went down a different path. But I'm proud of it. I want to show you wherever you're at, it doesn't matter. Because I figured it out. So I want you to get this. I want you to get this. You got to take responsibility for your life. I want to get better. Great. What are you willing to do? Are you willing to push yourself into the uncomfortableness? Are you willing to do the things that make you feel uncomfortable? This is the hard conversation to have. I hope this isn't getting heavy, but I hope this is like getting you to open up your eyes. Like, dude, start moving. It's a wake-up call. Change. Life is short. You got a lot to give. You are doing God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, a disservice. You have so much power within you. You're not utilizing it. You're not. Not the full potential, at least. No way, Jose. You're not. So, I hope you appreciated this. So those are 2 main concepts. Who do you listen to? And the Teachability Index. How teachable are you, man? Right? Listen, I've worked with God knows how many people over the years. And, I've come to a conclusion that the only people that actually change are the people who really want it. Like, really want it. Like, willing to do whatever it takes. I know that's what I had. The only people who change, the people who really, 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 really want it. Those are the only people that change. The people that kind of want it don't change. What's up, everyone? They don't change. Like, if you're in a position where it's like, yeah, you know what, I want to change, but nah. I mean, if it happens, great. If it doesn't, nah. The only people who really change are the people who willing to do whatever it takes. Like, they'll do whatever they can to make it happen. When you have that mindset, that's when you start to just really get so amazing When you have that ability, obsessive, there's no excuses. It goes, no, I'm going to change. I don't know. And you don't even have to worry about the how. Well, how, Daniel? How am I going to do this? How am I going to make that real? It doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. Just know that you are going to change. And whatever, and I'm willing to go out of my way. I'm willing to get uncomfortable. I'm willing to do the things that I don't normally do. I'm willing to invest in that program. I'm willing to go up to that girl or boy. I'm willing to start that business and quit my job. I'm willing to take that risk in that meeting. I'm willing to, change who I am and smile more than I usually do and put on a suit of confidence and go above and beyond. I'm willing to public speak in front of that crowd. I'm willing to do all this stuff. That's the thought process. That is the thought process. And when you have that thought process, things start to shift, man. It's weird. It's like even hard to explain. Things just change. Things just get better. When you make a decision, you go, hey, I'm willing to change. And I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm not going to give excuses. I'm not going to make reasons why I can't do it. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it, man. You start doing that enough, go damn. So I hope this gave you some type of belief in yourself. Change. But it's just not going to change at your doorstep. You have to go out there and go make it happen. Go find it, but then do it, and then show up. Right? Showing up is just half the battle. Go show up. Go find it. Go look for it. And you do that. Yeah. So, this is episode 3 of the Daniel Francis Show. I want to do a ton more of these. I am so honored to be in this position. I'm so grateful for everyone in this group. I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see to go, grow to 2,000, 5,000, 10,000. This is going to be awesome. Can't wait. I think all of you guys are amazing, and I can't wait to see everyone's growth. I want to hear your story. Reach out to me. Tell me the wins in your life. Tell me the things that you did. I get all these different messages all the time. Hey, Daniel, I did this, and thank you for pushing me. I stuttered over here and I got better, or my growth in my business has improved X amount because of you. I love this stuff. My confidence has spiked because of you. I want to hear the wins in your life, and if you're not going through wins, then tell me situations you're going through. I want to connect with you. I want to get to know you. I want to hear your story. I want to bring you on, and I want to chat. That's what I want to do for this grouping and give you guys my all. So, have a wonderful day, a wonderful Wednesday, wherever you're at. If you have any questions, let me know. Watch this. Again, if you're watching this on the replay, comment #replay. If you're watching this on the live, comment #live. I want to do this more. I want to get to know you more, and I want to see the growth in everyone in this group. So, have an amazing day. Love you all. I'll see you guys later.